magicians, the devious secrets behind Instrumental. They beg me to share the method with everyone because it is so good. And you know what? Today we're gonna do just that. So come with me behind the curtain where I'm gonna show you everything and reveal the diabolical secrets so you can decide if this is right for you. So let's go behind the curtain of Instrumental. You're actually staring right at the secrets and probably don't even realize it because everything hides in plain sight. This really is diabolical because what if I told you that every single card that you see right now is a QR code? Now that sounds absolutely impossible because there is nothing to see. If you take a close look at these cards, there's nothing here that screams QR code. But that's because this is not just any QR code. What we're using is a proprietary QR code designed by Spotify, and it looks like this. This is a Spotify code. This is only scannable within the Spotify app. So if you go to Spotify and you go to search, and then there's a little camera button up top here. So if you press that camera, all I have to do is just move the camera over it, and it's automatically playing that song. So there you see right here, we have Cirrus by Bonobo, and that is playing right here. How crazy is that? It's almost like this is a magic app in itself. So now that we understand what a Spotify code is, let's look at the pack of cards here because these are Spotify codes. Now I've removed the Spotify logo and replaced it with this repeat button here so it completely blends in. And with this music player design, everything just hides and camouflages perfectly in place. But here's the really cool part. These all scan one behind. So for example, if they go through and they like Ariana Grande, when they take this card and are holding it against themselves and showing everyone, the card on the face here, The Weeknd, scans for Ariana Grande. And then again here, Post Malone, Snoop Dogg scans for Post Malone, the card ahead of it. So let me show you what this looks like in performance. So when I want to perform, I go up to a group and say, I love music. How about you guys? Anyone here into music? Instant hook line, everyone's engaged right away. And I say, yeah, I use Spotify a lot on my phone. Anyone else here have Spotify? Great, you do. Can I borrow your phone for a second? I'm gonna search for a song. So I have them open Spotify, and all I do is this. I go to search, I hit the camera, and I turn the volume all the way down, and I place the phone down, and I genuinely never touch it again. That's what's so good about this. Once that's down, I really don't touch the phone again, and I don't load any apps. There's no NFC, there's no shortcuts, nothing. It's all natively already on their phone. So now I say I have some karaoke cards, different artists, songs, genres here. What I want you to do is go through them till you find one that you like. So they're doing this, and let's say they like this song right here, okay? So now I say, great, take that song, hold it against your chest, I'll take the rest back. So they hand me these cards, and now they're showing their song to all their friends right here. So they're all seeing that they picked One Republic, All the Right Moves, all right? So they're holding on to the song. I have no idea what song they picked, but it doesn't matter because all I have to do is Pharrell at the face here. This Spotify code just has to hover over the phone for 1 second and it's done. So watch, as I take this back, I just naturally gesture and it's already done, just like that. It's already playing One Republic on mute. So now I do nothing. I say, go ahead, take a look. They pick up the phone, they turn the volume up, and that's it. And you have All the Right Moves, All the Right Places playing right here. I mean, how cool is that? It's like Spotify is a magic app in itself. And the best part is you're 100% clean. This is their phone. There's nothing for me to clean up there. Again, it all happens natively in Spotify and there's no evidence. Everything is exactly as it should be. This really is the perfect method for this effect. And what's great is these cards stay in stack the whole time, so it's instantly reset and ready to be repeated again, which is just fantastic for workers. So one of the things you might be asking yourself is, okay, what about free versus premium Spotify, all that? Do you have questions? I have answers. So first of all, this works on Android or iPhone. It does not matter what they have. But if you're borrowing a phone, they must have the Spotify app installed. And if you want to hear the song playing, they must have premium Spotify. If they have free Spotify, then they're going to get a reveal that looks like this. So it's the same exact handling, but you look up a song instead of play it, and then when you turn the phone over, they turn it over. This is what they're going to see, which is still highly visual because you get the album artwork and still gets a great reaction. Now, the next thing you're probably wondering is how many people actually have Spotify. The answer is a ton. Spotify absolutely dominates the music streaming market. Billions with a B downloads of the Spotify app. And of those billions of downloads, they have 675 million monthly active users. So that means when I go up to a group and say, I like to use Spotify on my phone, does anyone here have Spotify? Almost all the time I have people saying yes. At least 1 or 2 people in a group have it. It's very common. And then of the premium users, 250 million of them are premium subscribers, which is more than a third, which is crazy. So that means that when you approach a group of people, the odds are that at least a few of them have the Spotify app. And of those people, statistically speaking, at least one should have premium Spotify where you can do the song playing on their phone. Now you can also perform this with your phone and it doesn't lose any impact. And I'm not just saying that as a sales pitch hyperbole, because if you look at the trailer and watch those killer reactions we got, we happen to be using our phones in those performances. So it doesn't diminish the effect at all. It is still just as powerful and clean because you never touch the phone. It's just impossible test conditions here. So here's the other benefit. If you're using your phone, you don't have to have premium Spotify to have the song play on your phone. Whether you have iPhone or Android, what we've done is we've added a little enhanced version here. So on iPhone, we have a very simple shortcut that you can run, and on Android, we have a very simple macro that you can run that basically will reveal the song playing in either Vimeo or YouTube without a paid Spotify account. And the method is still Spotify, but they never know Spotify's in play. It cancels out the already invisible method, which just makes this so uber fooling. So let me make this clear. Whether you have free or premium Spotify, it doesn't matter because you can always do the audio and video reveal. So this works basically the same whether you're on iPhone or Android, but I'm going to launch my shortcut and it's gonna launch Spotify right away, all right? I'm gonna go to search and I'm gonna hit the camera button right here. And now I'm just gonna press volume down. So when I do that, the phone is muted and watch the screen.
No.
You see how it's flashing white? It's gonna do this every few seconds. So let me just demonstrate this right now. So again, the handling is exactly the same. This is face down on the table, but I'm gonna leave this exposed for you right now so you can see. So we're gonna go through here. Let's say that they picked Lizzo. So we're gonna have Lizzo go here, which means we would scan Beyonce. So watch what happens when I scan Beyonce, all right? I'm gonna let this flash and I'm gonna do it. So right here, it just did a screen grab. It recognized Beyonce. It's opening Vimeo and it's starting to play the music video right now on mute. This is crazy. And if we look ahead here, you'll see that that jumped almost a minute into the song, which is perfect because by the time I press play and put the phone down, we would have been about a minute into the routine here. So that is all copacetic and just ideal. So now this is playing face down the music video. We get the same audio reveal first. And then they turn it over. And then there you go. You have the song playing right here. They can see that it's in Vimeo, or I can turn it this way and they'll see it full screen. And right here, everything is completely clean on the phone. And that's what makes this so good. You can choose YouTube, Vimeo, or Spotify, but YouTube has ads. So unless you have YouTube Premium, you don't want to go to play the song and an ad is playing. Vimeo has no ads, which is perfect. So you're always gonna get that music video playing with no ads. If you have YouTube Premium, you can switch it to YouTube. And if you just have Spotify or Spotify Premium, you can use that. You never have to pay for Spotify Premium to get an audio reveal, whether you're on iPhone or Android. There's so many ways to perform this, and we're just getting started. Madison Hagler, I have to give him a huge shout out. He introduced this idea of performing this long distance, which is crazy and takes this to a whole new level. So, if you have a second device, let's say it happens to be an iPad, you log into your Spotify account on both devices, then you can do some mind-blowing stuff. I can control the iPad from this phone. So, this iPad can be all the way across the room, and I say, hey, is there Spotify on that iPad? And I go and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna search for a song, and I have a song playing right now, and I'm gonna mute this iPad over here, okay? So that iPad is then face down, all the way across the room or at the other end of the table. I'll leave it exposed for now. Now my phone is never in play, but it's at the scanner here, all right? So the scanner is running, ready to go. I say, here, look, you go through one of these songs here and find one that you like. So let's say they pick Amy Winehouse, right? All I have to do is hover this over my phone, and all the way at the other end of the room or through the PA or whatever it is, that is going to be playing off another device. So watch what happens with Amy Winehouse when I scan right here. So it just scanned. And now over here, it starts playing on this device. That audio is coming from this iPad right now. All right, so that is just insane. And if you have an assistant, you can do something completely mind-blowing. So let's say you have an accomplice, all right? And let's say it's my wife. This is devious. So let's say I just performed the effect on my friend Jim here, right? Now I say, look, I'm a magician, I'm a mind reader. It's, believable that I can do this stuff as I demonstrated throughout the night. But if you two could do it, that would be kind of crazy, right? So here, let's try this. Chrissy's my wife. She's my accomplice here. I'm logged in on my Spotify account on her phone. So I say, Chrissy, what I want you to do is I want you to just take a look through the cards here and find a song that you think that James is gonna think of in a moment here. So she's looking through, she's like, okay, I got one. All right, and on your phone, can you start to play that song? And she does. I say, put it on mute and just place your phone in the center of the table. So she does. Now, all she's doing is nothing. Her phone is just chilling in Spotify at the home screen, all right? So now she hands the cards to James. James goes through, and let's say he picks Ed Sheeran, right? So I say, great, I'll take the cards back. All I do is just hover this over my phone, and now Ed Sheeran starts playing in the center of the phone on mute. So then I say, okay, great. No one knows what song you just picked right now, right? Then he says yes. And Chrissy, you've had a song that's been playing on mute the entire time in the center of the table. This would be unreal if you both got it correct. Go ahead, turn up the volume. They turn it up. It's the song that he picked that she predicted. I was never even involved in the effect because this is so clandestine. It's not even my phone's in play, it's just on the table, and I'm controlling my accomplice's device. So when you think about this method and how you can extrapolate that and using Madison Hagler's brilliant idea, this just takes instrumentals to the whole nother level for a parlor or stage or these type of environments where you can have an accomplice or a little bit more control where you have a second device that you can log into. And we're just getting started. That's what makes this so crazy. Everything I've just showed you, all this mind-blowing stuff to this point, is not even all the features in the stack. So let's talk about the other hidden features in Instrumental right now. So as I mentioned before, this is a crib on the back of the box. So you can do very simple mind reading routines where they pick a song and then all I have to do is peek the bottom song, which I see is Shakira. So when I find Shakira here, I know that they're thinking of Post Malone because that is the next song after that. So that is a very simple, direct mind reading thing. And because we have all the artwork here, it's very easy to find as opposed to small text. So this can come in handy for that. Then we have another killer feature built into this deck. So if I go through the songs like this, we have Post Malone, Oasis, Rihanna, The Beatles, Adele, Bob Marley, LMFAO, Eagles, and Snoop Dogg. If we look at the first letter of each of the artists here, spells the word portables. P-O-R-T-A-B-L-E-S. Then if we go again, P-O-R-T-A-B-L-E-S, and so on. So there are 4 sets of portables because there's 36 cards in the deck and portable spells in 9 letters. So we can do this incredible routine where we have the spectator cut the cards wherever they want, and they're then going to create a top 10 playlist. So they take 10 cards and they're holding them like this, and I say, look through and find your favorite song among the bunch. So let's say they're thinking of Bruno Mars, for example, here. All right, so they're thinking of Uptown Funk. And I say, what track is that in your playlist right now? 1, 2, 3. They say 4. I say, cool. But if you give those cards a cut, so go ahead and cut them, now you see that's at a completely different track, a different position, right? So yeah, you can cut them as many times as you want. So let's say they do this. So now if you spread them out across here, there's no way that I can know which song you were thinking of, right? But now just by looking here, immediately I can tell them that they're thinking of Bruno Mars. And this is using that portables method. Because if we start back to where this started, which was right here with Stevie Wonder at the face, when we look and spell portables, because they have 10 cards here and portable spells in 9 letters, the first and last cards of the pile are going to be the only ones that start with the same first letter. So we have 2 S's here. So now, no matter where they cut it, let's say they cut it here, all I do is I look at the first names and try to find the first 2 letters right next to each other. So I see SS. That means that I know that the S on the left was the faced card, and they said 4 originally, so I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll know it's Bruno Mars. That is impossible to backtrack, and they can, even if they want, shuffle the cards. Because now you can say, imagine you hit that shuffle button on that playlist. So they're genuinely shuffling up the cards right now. And now that seems totally impossible. Nicholas fooled me when he first showed me this, but now all I have to do is spot 2 S's wherever they are in here. And then I'm going to count the number from there. So if they were thinking of the song at a number 5 and I see S, now I'm just counting through portables in my head. So that would be S, P, O, R, T. And now I just look for the artist with T, and that's the song they're thinking of, even though they shuffled it. You can either keep them in stack and do multiple effects in a row, or you can break the stack, which I'll show you right now, with another hidden feature in the cards. Some of the songs have a pink heart and some have a white heart. So we do a killer out of this world. We hand them a stack of cards and they're gonna split them into 2 piles with free choices. And we say, just go for the songs that you think you're really gonna like over here and the ones that you may not care for as much over here. They do that. We turn the piles over and all the ones here that they said they think they would like all have the pink hearts. And everyone in the other pile, we show they all have the white hearts, so it was the unliked songs. And they managed to do this beautiful out of this world separation themed to music. It's a really cool method. I'm excited for you to see that. So that is on there. Then you can also put half the deck in the pink hearts, half the deck in the white hearts, and now you have a divided deck principle. So if you have a card selected from the pink hearts section, returned among the white hearts, you can shuffle them up because you would do an Ireland or red-black shuffle, and now you can easily find the card they selected just by seeing it as the pink song among all the whites or vice versa. And there's even more because we have extra ideas in the Facebook group using the box. We have other stuff in here. So for example, you can just do a packet trick version, and that's where this duplicate Snoop Dogg card comes in. Because if you take this here, and you take these 9 cards and take this portables, now instead of Snoop Dogg scanning to Pharrell, on here when I replace this Snoop Dogg, that will then scan for Post Malone. So now this becomes cyclical. So I can do a whole bunch of tricks with just these 9 cards, which takes up no space and can fit in an envelope, put in your pocket, in your wallet. These are bridge size, and you have a killer effect here. There's also other stuff here. So for example, using this packet, they can choose any song they like. So let's say they go through and they choose this artist right here. We'll keep it a mystery for now. All I have to do is just peek the bottom card. It's Rihanna. So this would normally be face down or out of view. All I have to do is tap Rihanna, which I just saw, and now it's gonna lock and set my wallpaper to the Beatles. When they turn that over, there it is, the Beatles right there. So I hope you enjoyed coming behind the curtain with me to take an inside look at Instrumental. I truly believe that this is one of the best, if not the best, effects I've ever created. And honestly, for $29.95, it's an absolute bargain. So on behalf of myself and Nicholas Mavresis, I hope you enjoyed it. and we hope to see you on the next project. Have a wonderful day.